Hey everybody, welcome back to 365 Days of Irish Tenor Banjo Tunes. Today we're going to be doing a tune called the Irish Washerwoman. For those of you just joining us, this is my New Year's resolution to make myself play the banjo more. It's not really meant to be instructional. However, today I would like to talk about something. So I watched a video today that Enda Scahill put up, and I don't know if you've checked him out yet or not. If you haven't, you really should. Excellent banjo player. Really nice and easy to listen to his instruction as well. He's got a Patreon page and things like that. But today he put up this video he called Your First Irish Banjo Lesson or something like that. So usually he does tunes, and this was more of an instructional video on how to hold the banjo, how to hold a pick, and all those different things. And you know, it's interesting. So I definitely call myself a beginner, but I have been playing for a little while. Mostly I just play in the summer for a few months. I sit on the deck and play banjo in the summer. So I played this summer and last summer. It's more or less it. So it was kind of cool though to go back to that and look at what I'm doing and what he's recommending and the differences and stuff. So one of the things that I found was interesting was, you know, I tend to do more of this with the banjo. So I'm resting up here, my hands pretty much resting on the bridge. Well, maybe more on the strings behind the bridge, but that he was talking about a lot more of this, and part of the reason was so, you know, he was also talking about how your sort of armrest, if it's set up more for tenor banjo, it meets right with the tailpiece here, and mine doesn't, so it obviously isn't. It's quite an old banjo actually. It's almost 100 years old now. But anyway, so I'm going to try changing that today, bringing my hand lower down. And what he was talking about that it does is it changes that angle or where your hand is. So in order to get kind of a straight-ish angle, I'm up here like this, which puts my hand at this angle to the strings. Whereas when I'm down here, it's easier to move through the strings and rest the heel of my hand just on the strings there. So I would really recommend you go and check that out. It also reminded me that although picking up the banjo once a day and playing a new tune and practicing it for a little bit is probably really good for me, I should also think of some more practical practice things to do, like paying attention to my position, or maybe working on, eventually I'd like to be able to do triplets, trebles, whatever they call them. So maybe I should be working on that on one string. Something like that. So if I just play tunes, I'm probably not going to get better at some of those core things. But anyways, it was really interesting. One of the other things he talked about was picks, which was funny because when I first started playing banjo, I just used my guitar pick, which was about a 1.2. It's quite a heavy pick. That's what I like for guitar. And I was trying to use that on the banjo, and then when I started doing some research, I was playing this tune that I had to play at the beginning of this song in Fiddler's Score, and it's quite fast that they play it, and I was having a heck of a time getting up to speed. And I watched his video on picks, plectrums, and I tried some thinner ones, and I've actually ended up settling on the same one that he actually likes, 0.5 string joy. I've also got some 0.6, which I don't mind either. They're the orange ones. Yeah, so anyways, I would highly recommend you go check that out. So today, and one of the other things he talked about, sorry, there's so much useful information, is just tension. And, you know, I definitely found over the last while when I would do one of these slow and then I practice and I try to get them faster. And so I'm trying to record my second one fast. And if I think about it, I am kind of just, you know, so I'm not going to worry so much about speed on this one. I'm going to do once through. I am going to go practice it for a bit, but I'm going to worry more about position of my hand, how I'm picking, thinking of all those things, and being nice and relaxed as opposed to being speedy. So Irish Washerwoman, I have never heard this tune. I've never played this tune before. So let's see how that goes. wasn't too bad other than the high B, as always. Gotta get that pinky finger built up.
A few moments later.